Hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Spotlight this semester. I'm your host, Brady Weaver. We got a lot of new and exciting segments today, so don't change the channel. Well everyone, the Oscars are officially over. Out of all the films recognized, one film, Roma, was one of the most unique candidates. It was also a Netflix exclusive. So that begs the question, is Netflix taking over the movie industry? Joe Melissi goes more in depth on everyone's favorite binging app.
Netflix has completely revolutionized the way people watch movies. On their couch, without moving all day, adding dozens of things to their list, and only watching Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch. Or is that just me? But the debate still stands no matter what content you watch. Is Netflix killing movie theaters? And for that matter, have they become a miniature Hollywood? To answer the first question, I would have to say no. Although the amount of people who go to the movies has drastically decreased since theaters first appeared, movies still make hundreds of millions of dollars globally in their box office lifespan. In fact, it seems like each newly released Marvel film or rebooted Star Wars movie is breaking some sort of box office record every year. But here's where I think the issue lies. The movies that are in theaters aren't very good. Mostly. Now when I say not very good, don't come at my throat with your limited edition 1-to-1 scale Infinity War gauntlet signed by Josh Brolin, because I loved Infinity War and most of the Marvel movies. What I mean by not very good is that they don't necessarily challenge the art that is filmmaking. Of course, we've had some fantastic movies like A Quiet Place and Get Out that have been a wonderful change of pace these last years. But these types of films are few and far between. It seems that Hollywood is taking extremely talented actors and mixing them with amazing crews and visionary directors in the hopes of topping the very similar styled movie that either they themselves have made or their competitors have released that is very close to their film. And this is where Netflix comes in. In addition to having a multitude of Jeopardy episodes, which by the way are an emotional roller coaster, Netflix has a wide array of original content. Starting in 2013 with House of Cards, Netflix began producing and releasing its own shows and movies. In 2015, they released their first movie, Beasts of No Nation, which won a heap of different awards and got Idris Elba a Golden Globe nomination. You can't ask for a better movie-making debut than that. People really enjoyed this movie, and the fact that it was an original film must have saved a pretty penny on licensing, unlike the recent Friends deal, but that's for another day.
I had to throw most of it away.
You threw my sandwich away. My sandwich! My sandwich!
Riding off of this success, Netflix went to town in 2016, releasing an additional 18 more films on top of the original series that were also being made. A couple years later, Netflix would go on to release 71 original films in 2018, and definitely some of the most notable. Films like To All the Boys I've Loved Before, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and the newly released and critically acclaimed Bird Box. Bird Box is one of those movies that I talked about in the first half of the video. It challenges the art of filmmaking, and viewers couldn't get enough of it. Netflix reported that Bird Box had the biggest 7-day viewership of any of its original films to date, with over 45 million viewers. Of all the original movies released in this year alone, it's crazy to think that any single movie can stand out this much. And that begs the question, will Netflix make the same mistakes Hollywood did? What I mean by this is, Hollywood was just like Netflix at one time, minus the Cheez-It box, Christmas blanket, and second season of Big Mouth. Hollywood was once the place where amazing ideas were constantly being made, and the public loved it. And like I said before, there are still a lot of gems in the sea of live-action remakes and long-awaited sequels. But the mistake that they made is that they began attempting to top their last film with a film that's a similar and sometimes even identical concept. Netflix has done a wonderful thing for fans of thinking films, creative horror, and everything in between. But with the overwhelming success of Bird Box, I can't help but wonder if Netflix is going to start making sequels and reboots, and the original content will be unbearably oversaturated with the same stories. Will this happen? Who's to say? I know they are making a sequel to All the Boys, but there's really no telling what's next. But for now, let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy bullying that guy in Bandersnatch.
Madison and Alyssa discuss the latest and greatest in today's music in this segment we are calling Rock and Talk.
Hi, and welcome to Rock and Talk, the brand new show on Spotlite, where me and my sister Alyssa review new albums as well as maybe some hidden retros that you may or may not have heard about. I'm Alyssa. And I'm Madison. Today, we are going to talk about Ariana Grande's new album that hit the #1 slot on the charts recently that everybody seems to be talking about and listening to. Well, it's named after her popular song, Thank You Next. It debuted February 8th, 2019, and ever since then, every single person in the whole entire world, I'm sure, is blasting it because...
In the showers, specifically,
I
at college.
hear it absolutely everywhere.
It has interesting song names, like Ghostin'
and Bloodline, and let's not forget about Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored.
No, Boyfriend.
Oh, I mean boyfriend, I'm bored. Yeah. Wait, what? No, she said break up with your girlfriend, I'm bored.
Oops.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was it.
Well, I don't know. But anyway, the hits she has so far off the album is Thank You Next, 7 Rings, and Break Up With Your Girlfriend. Girlfriend, I'm bored.
Yes. Did you see the music video for that song?
Which one?
The
Thank You Next?
yeah.
Oh, yes, with the Mean Girls. She has the cast of Victorious in there.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
all of them.
Doesn't she have it in the song? They're all
singing
together
in the
singing.
song?
Well, except for Victoria Justice, because her and
They had a slap fight. Well, not really a slap fight, but you know, probably just a Twitter fight or something. But so she wasn't in the music video, but Jade and the other cast were in it, but not Sam Puckett, because she got in a fight with her too from Sam and Cat.
Sam wasn't in Victoria's anyway, but anyway.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the album isn't more emotional because, I mean, it's more or less sassy than emotional. The most emotional song is Ghostin', and it's about her relationship with, you know, the guys, you know, all that drama, where, was it her ex-boyfriend?
Ghostin' was that Mac Miller, right?
Yeah, yeah. And that's actually a really beautiful song off this album. Now,
Bloodline is a song I didn't understand at all. At first, she was like, I don't want you in my bloodline. And I was like, what, is he just going to seep into her bloodline? But then
I mean,
I think it's about she doesn't want a family with him or something, but I mean, she doesn't have to.
It's not one of the best off the album, but it's okay. But yeah, as I was saying about Ghostin', that's actually a really good album.
It's a pretty song.
Yeah,
It's song.
Yeah. Now, I'm not that big a fan of Ariana Grande, but you know, we just had to review it just because
It's all over the
It's just so
place.
popular. Why not? So I gave it a listen, and I would say most of it sounds very, very much like
Soft hip hop and
yeah,
R&B.
it sounds like soft, and then but also it has some element. It's just one big album of definitely what's popular right now.
It's very
100%.
generic of a pop album, like with what the sound is right now. Which that's what all pop artists do, but you know, they put their own thing on it. But she seems like she's very generic with everything.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Ghostin', and Thank You Next is pretty catchy, but
I just don't like the saying.
It's just but the whole album is just one big slap to your face, like you know.
She's sassy.
Like for example, what happened to Victoria Justice? Just one big slap. You go in Walmart and look at the album, it's just a big slap. Thank You Next. Okay then.
Yeah, it's like, I'll go buy another album then, since you're telling me to go away.
But yeah, the album is very generic. I mean, she still has a really good voice. It's just, I don't know.
She's the most talented one we have right now.
Well, other than Taylor Swift.
And
Taylor
Demi
Swift's
Lovato
great
could
now.
sing, but
Yeah.
Taylor Swift she doesn't have a strong voice. I mean, I love Taylor Swift, but
Well, she
her
has a
voice
strong
is
voice.
weak.
She just can't sing in the way Ariana Grande sing. But anyhow, yeah, you could still hear Ariana Grande's, good voice in the album, which is a really good thing.
She sings
didn't use auto-tune, which is one good thing because a lot of albums nowadays, they really incorporate that. And that's not one of my favorite things.
I know it's in the recently in underground R&B, they kind of whisper sing. And I feel like she kind of did that too, like whisper singing. Because I noticed at some point that band TLC did that on their one album. Like it's like R&B, hip hop, but they whisper or something. Like it sounds like a whisper.
Yeah. But if you're really into mainstream music, I would say it's probably a pretty good album. But
I think it caters
to me,
to.
I think it caters too much to being too much fitting in with everything. Like, there's only songs here, like, there's only about, how many songs did we say was, like, 3 songs that I personally think are okay, but the best one, I think, is Ghostin', and a lot of people said that is one of her best songs, yeah. But I wouldn't say, this album is definitely not good compared to her previous stuff, and it's a lot different from what she started out singing, but, well, before I say this, I have to say that our rating system for the show, instead of giving 5 stars and stuff, we're gonna do lemons because why not?
Yeah, our rating system is lemons. I personally give the album 2 out of 5 lemons.
Yeah, well, I originally were gonna say like 1 lemon out of 5. But as I'm talking, like, Ariana Grande started to grow on me as I talked about her. But I still, so.
She's probably a wizard.
Probably, but I still give this, for me personally, 1 out of 5 lemons.
Yeah, like.
Well, maybe it's just a bias, but if you like that sort of thing, then go ahead. But I would say, compared to her other albums, it's just, I don't know. You could take it or leave it.
You really
it's a passerby.
It is a passerby album.
I think only her hits are the things that kind of save the album, in my opinion.
I feel like it's catering to pop culture in the way where she started the new "Thank You Next" saying, which that's probably gonna fade out, and then everybody's gonna look back and be like, "That's that saying."
And I'm not sure I like it that much, but yeah, 1 out of 5 lemons for me.
Yeah, same. 1 out of 5 lemons.
But I thought you said 2 out of 5 lemons.
No, I said 2. Well, 1 out of 5 now. I just changed it. She got bumped down a lemon because I thought of how annoying that "thank you next" saying is. I just got rid of a lemon.
Next time we should bring in like actual lemon. I'm kidding.
Well,
but yeah, overall, I would say that it's a very pop album, and I would say it isn't. It's
not
just
something
not
to look
that
forward
good.
to.
I mean, only a few songs save it. It's like those 80s albums that would come out and there's a lot of filler songs where it just sounds all the same.
Yeah, it sounds like the same exact style of music over and over again.
That's all we have time for today on Rock and Talk.
Yeah, thanks for watching our first segment on Spotlight.
Yeah, see you next time.
See you all next time
for another rockin' episode
of Rock and Talk.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching this edition of Spotlight. I'm Brady Weaver. Stay tuned for new episodes. We'll see you next time here at Spotlight.